Grand Rise peoples, Grand Rise. Once again, the slave master kids keep reminding y'all that y'all slaves, and I'm trying to wake y'all up to the facts and truth. I want y'all to start believing the truth is the truth and the lie is a lie. Executive, they done shot down, what they done shot down yesterday on y'all? They done shot something down on y'all. And I say y'all because I'm not part of the go along, get along gang. Confirmative action. They shot down after 50 years of marching and protesting for equal rights for kids to be minorities in colleges and things of that nature. I keep telling y'all slaves on the plantation. And that's a fact. It's a fact, and it was proven to y'all yesterday with a slap in all y'all face. And a lot of people saying it was a great day yesterday for that decision to be made. Now, who's the people that's saying that was a great decision that was made yesterday? Who's the people that's saying it, y'all? You see? So when I come up here and I try to wake up my peoples to enlighten, especially the youth, because the youth wasn't around when Elijah Muhammad was speaking separation. It's the only way that we can get away from this bullshit and this foolishness, y'all, that's going on down here in Babylon. Elijah Muhammad. See, the youth wasn't around to know that history about Elijah Muhammad. But see, they teach the youth that Elijah Muhammad was racist. And he wasn't racist. He was just for his peoples. You know what I'm saying? And he was telling the truth. He would give you the history of the beast. And he'll also give you the history of your own nation. So when people say Elijah Muhammad, the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, he was racist and this and that, who's not racist? That's the question that needs to be asked. Who's not racist? Look at the shit we going through now. What my peoples are going through. Affirmative action. And these people marched and protested for what? 50, 60 years for things to be in place. But see, it goes to show you they roll back the hand. They make laws to break laws. You understand me, ladies and gentlemen? This world make laws to break laws. Now, what's up on the table now? Student forgiveness loans that they've been talking about for the last what? How many years, y'all? Since Biden been in there? How much power do he really got? See, he only got power when he wants you to go against the Most High. You heard? The only power that they want y'all to have is when they into that foolishness, going against the Most High word. And all of you, and I hate to say it, but not all, but most of you Negroes ran out in droves voting for these people. It's crazy. Like y'all run out in droves to get people to vote for people, and you still in the same predicament, if not worse. You know what I'm saying? Here it is, our ancestors before us put on their boots and hit the ground. Affirmative action, right? And just like that, them some bitches took it right off the goddamn table. But see, my thing is this. Y'all elect these people. What's up with, what's her name? Kunchaji. What was she about, the only person? Her and someone else? And that coon ass nigga Clarence Thomas. I see why they call that nigga a coon ass nigga. With that big old giraffe wife of his. That he got to get on a step ladder to get that bitch some kisses. That big old giraffe white woman he messed with. Clarence Thomas isn't nothing but a coon ass nigga, right? He's a white man in the black face. He's that motherfucker that they call Sambo. That's him. And then you got Kuntaji, they put her on there, right? For what? What they put her on there for? Well, her word don't mean shit. You see? She can mean one thing, and then you can have 6 other judges overrule her decision. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you're a slave on the plantation. And I'm glad this law just went into effect to wake you Negroes up to the truth of Elijah Muhammad. And that's what we're going to get into this morning. We're going to get into Elijah Muhammad, talk about separation from this wild beast and all this foolishness that's going on that y'all follow. Alaikum salam. Good morning.
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, to whom all holy praises is due, the Lord of the world, the most merciful, the finder and life giver, till we, the lost and found, sleeping dead in the wilderness
Facts.
of North America.
Sleeping dead like a motherfucker.
Brothers and sisters, I'm very happy to see your smiling faces out here this afternoon, but I can't smile too much
I know that's right.
with you because we don't have but just a family. According to the population of our people here in Chicago. If we had even 1/10 of them to speak to this afternoon, we would feel better. This work is not an organization work. It is not a special society work. It is not a special secret order that we're trying to establish. This is a universal work, and the separation of our people from the devil. For the purpose of destroying the devils and saving you. I want to be frank with you. This is what you have been reading and studying all your life in the Bible, the day of resurrection and the judgment of the wicked. This is the time that you are living in. And the separation of the sheep from the goats. That's a parable given by Jesus in the Bible, which fits pretty well the two people. The goats are the wicked devil. Not that someone touring wicked or I would say practicing wickedness, but was not by nature wicked. This refers to those who by nature was created wicked. And you who have followed them, God wants to separate you from them and try and heal the wound that was caused by following such wicked people by nature. By nature you are the righteous. But by nature the white race is the devil. They are wicked from the very core of their heart. They were created like
I get 10 strawberry Philly Blunts.
There's no cure for this. You can't reform them. You can't make them good. Preach your tongue out of your head or brains out of your skull. You won't reform them. You have to remake it. The only way you can convert them and make them really good people, you have to regraft them back into that in which they were grafted out of. and that is the black man. You say they're just as good as us and some of them better. Naturally, he has made you worse than himself.
Facts.
Because you tried to imitate him 100%. And he knows that you are not one of his kind. He knows that you belong to the divine nation of God. But he desires to deceive you. Knowing that he is not a member of the divine family, knowing that his day of doom is coming, and that the nation of righteous with the God of righteous will remove him from the planet Earth and will not allow his kind to exist. So since he knows and well aware of the end of his race, he seeks to carry as many as possible with him that belongs to the divine supreme being family. That's why you hear this plain teaching to you today. It is due to the fact that the war that they are trying to show you is the war that the Bible refers to as the war of Armageddon in the Revelation. And as the people today, even the common people, refer to it as a holy war. The sanctus refers to it as a universal war. It is a universal war, and it is a holy war because it involves religion. Again, it is Armageddon because the nation is well armed and they will continue to arm themselves, and they're getting together for a showdown between the nations to see who shall exist. There's total dissatisfaction that exists among them now. There is no such thing as agreement between nations and nations. They all are dissatisfied with each other.
Yep. Small way, yep.
Good morning. How you doing, man? All right. Can I get 3 of those gold boys stuff? My man. All right. Thank you. All right. Excuse me, bro.
Therefore, something must be done. And when the heads of the nations all disagree with each other, it means war. And today you have the evidence right in your eyes and in your ears that the nations is moving forward all together for a complete quarter of each other. They can't help it. There is no statement or practice among these particular people, namely the Western nations or races, to bring about a peace between them. Because this nation that tries to set up some kind of peace, of bring the plan before the nations for peace, that one that is planning for peace is as equally as guilty as the other as being the destroyer of peace.
Talk to me,
Therefore,
y'all.
the destroyer of peace cannot set up peace for the nation. You have to have a peaceful church. You have to have a peaceful king. A king or judge that actually is neutral when it comes to war and destruction. He's for peace. And then that one can dictate some kind of peace terms for the nation. Today we have arrived at the time of the all-wise God, day and time himself. And being in his day and time, he desires to not spare one nation that makes trouble. He desires to draw them together and make them slaughter each other to such extent that the few that be left, they will not be able to make trouble for the righteous or the peace-loving people. And the peace-loving people can get rid of that little remnant that is left. I want to give it to you, Frank, so that you will know, and we're lining up. We're lining up for our subject. And this you should know. Last Sunday we were blessed to visit number 1 Mosque, Michigan, Detroit, and we had a very nice time there. We was very much honored, received by the brothers and the sisters, and we hardly wanted to return. But since I knew that number 2 taking me in a long time ago when Detroit ran me away, I said I must go back to those who actually taken me in when I was out of doors. So I want you to know, number 2, that I'm home here too. There is so much misunderstanding, and the people's mind is so clouded with that misunderstanding that it's very hard to bring actual truth to the people today. And especially the truth of the time. If I preach to you that this is the end of the Caucasian world, I should prove it. If I preach to you that Almighty God is present, I should prove it. We only know a mechanic by his work. We only know a bricklayer by his work, a carpenter by his work, scientists by their knowledge of hidden things. When they produce these things, we realize the fact then that you must be a scientist. Create something out of your mind.
Go right here.
Create that for me that I have in mind that I need. That is a necessity for my well-being.
No leaks under there, y'all.
Go in and make it for me. Then we say you're a scientist, right? And this what we need
That's somebody's
in
blood,
America
but it's right
today
here.
among 20 million
So this is the
of our
lot
people.
here. JF
We need
Rose.
scientists.
If y'all
We
looking for a
need
vehicle.
engineers, technicians of all sorts, all kinds, in this people today. If you are a student in the college and universities of the land, you should study that course that will prepare you to build a nation for yourself.
Facts.
You scholars should get away from that slave idea of trying to give your
Slave master.
wisdom, your learning to the white man who has taught you. It is the white people who have educated you, and now with your education, that is valid, to create a nation, putting them on the foot or level of self-independence. This is what you should be studying. How to liberate your people from the enslavement of the white race. Study to build a government and secure some of this earth for millions of your own people that is now in great lines begging the same slave master whom their fathers fell victim to 400 years ago. You are still now begging the snakes, little snakes that he produced.
Begging the little snakes.
And having lots of trouble. But when we get this education of the devil, sometimes it makes us more like him.
Stupid.
We lose the love for our own kind and begin loving him. And we have no more nature of submission. We have a proud nature. We want the world to see us as being so great because that we have our degree from the such and such college, university. We will be recognized as great men if we do something great for our own people. But we don't look big in the eyes of the international, the nation scientists around this earth by trying to aid and worship an open enemy of our people. What would you look like this afternoon coming out here to Temple, Mosque number 2, Illinois, to hear me praise the white man? And I'm supposed to be a messenger of God. What I look like coming out here praising a people, worshiping them who have enslaved my fathers and held me in the status of free slaves and doing everything they can day and night to deprive me of equal justice under their own law of justice.
Facts.
You think now I should worship them? Or you think I should speak sympathetic towards them? Is that what you're angry with me about? Is that what you don't like me for because that I don't show love for them?
Right.
I think, I hope you don't shoot me for it, but I think you're a fool to worship them yourself. We must remember that according to the ever incoming news that something is happening here and there among the nations, it should be stir up, or we should be stir ourselves for self. Because if America is taken by her enemies, what shall you and I do? If America don't see a future for herself, should not you and I seek a future for us? Should not we seek not only a future for self, but get together and unite and seek a future for our nation? You are a people that is like a rabbit under a great hawk, that have not a possible chance as long as you look for the hawk to shatter you. We must remember that we were not brought here to be made equal with white people. We must remember that the only desire that the white man had for our fathers 400 years ago when they landed them here in the Western Hemisphere was to do labor. Work them and make them to open up our country and do the work that we would like to do. That's all they had in mind. Now you young fella come up here 25, 30, 40, 50 years ago talking about they did you a favor and that I have as much right here in America as any man. You are talking foolish and people should take you to the insane asylum. You don't have as much right as the white man have in America until you go and crush his authority. You can crush his authorities, then you have as much right as he. All praises due to Allah. We are in a very serious hour, and you are aware of it. And the white man is not going to tell you that you're in such condition because of his wicked desire to make you suffer the consequence of his own race of people. You are not guilty of breaking the peace and bringing about dissatisfaction between the nations. You are not guilty before God of the crimes of the white man. You had nothing to do with them. You did not lynch your people. You didn't burn them at stake. You did not deprive them of justice. It is the white man. Why don't you get out of the way and let the just God execute justice on them? You said, I don't see no need of me going no place, Mr. Muhammad. We are doing pretty well here. We are getting better treatment than we ever have done. Whenever that you want to kill a chicken, you will give that chicken the best treatment once. Right? We want to bring you to an acknowledgement of facts as they exist. I have preached to you here in Chicago for
8th Street here, yeah.
long years.
Right here, East 8th
I
Street.
started
Y'all know Rashid is
this
over there.
here 30 years ago.
We just
In 1932. 30 years ago in the summer. That's right. And I have been steady going out back to you that today that you cannot deny that I have not delivered to you the truth. Regardless of what people say 20 years ago about it, or 25 or 30 years ago about it. You see today that the very truth that I preached to you that had been revealed to me from Almighty God Allah is now made manifest. And if a man say a car will pass here now in the next few days carrying a tag on it from China, and it will have so many passengers in it. Then if it comes to pass, he didn't lie. But if it didn't come to pass, he did not know what he was talking about.